Live online right now. We're live online.
This is live on the internet?
Yes.
I'm going
All right.
to fade
No
down
swearing.
the monitor, so watch me.
You
out.
better keep it down over there, man. No profanity for CCO Radio. Well, that's some of the edge I was hoping to bring. Like F words.
Here we
Is
go.
that allowed on the radio?
All right, we are back on News Talk 830 WCCO at 1222. Adam in for Chad Hartman. And just got done thanking many people as it was announced today that I will be the new 9 to noon host along with Jordana. And I was so looking forward to finally having this day where after 20 years of WCCO Radio, they announced that I'm getting my own show. And it was the same day as they announced this guy is going to take our afternoon drive spot. So thanks a lot, Jason. I appreciate it.
I am sorry for raining on your day. I asked them, I'm like, could you announce Adam first? Adam deserves his day in the sun. And they said, so I reached out to some local media that was going to report on this, and they said, Adam who?
Yeah.
And so
fine.
It's fine.
Hey, I like being under the radar, you know?
I think that's smart.
Right.
Low pressure.
Low
What
pressure,
kind of pressure
man.
do you have to deal with? Nothing.
Nothing. Just my mom calling me. Why is Jason getting top billing? All seriousness, congratulations. This is
Thank you.
Tell me, I know you've talked to many media outlets, and we appreciate your time on the Chad Hartman Show, which you've been a regular contributor to.
Sure.
What draws you to radio?
Oh, for sure. Like the creativity is what I'm most excited about. You know, CCO Radio, especially in drive time, has a storied history of doing crazy radio. And I love talk radio. I grew up doing radio in high school. I love TV too. Like this is not like,
Right.
you know, how do you pick? Like, honestly, I feel so lucky to even be in a position to make a choice. But the opportunity to have 3 hours to cover serious, silly, entertaining, inspiring, all of that, to me, like that's the draw. It's that opportunity is so unusual, and where there's nowhere else you can really do it, but a talk radio station like CCO.
Comparing this role to one on television, other than the obvious, you're on TV.
Thank you. Sorry, the chili just showed up.
Ooh.
I'm in. We're live at the Loon, by the way.
Oh,
I'm at the
properly rated Loon chili, my favorite, the white
For
chicken
sure.
chili. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the segments I'm excited to bring to Drive Time. Overrated, underrated, or properly rated. We're going to bring that. I got a new segment called Ask Jason Anything that I think people are going to go nuts for.
I'm gonna do what would Adam do? That's kind of my. I'm gonna change that up. No, but other than the obvious, tell me how you approach a radio job as to approaching a television job.
Right. You know, there's a lot more. You know, in television, there's a team that works to put together the news that I present in the morning. I know some people think that I write all of that stuff. I don't. We have people who are working. I know. Yes, I know. There are people working overnight to put together the morning news. I think what'll be very different for me in radio is that it'll be a 2 or 3 or however many people we have involved in the show person team. And so, you know, to a certain degree, I'm excited about starting every day with a totally blank slate from 3 to 6. I'm also somewhat horrified and nervous about starting every day with a totally blank slate. I mean, the news will guide us. It's News Talk 830. But news, I've always been an advocate for a broader definition of news. You know, so many things affect people's lives and are interesting to talk about that might not fit the general definition of news. And I want to goof around too. I want to have some fun. I want, you know, television news is one of the few areas where you expect people to only talk about one thing. If you're a political reporter, you should talk about politics. If you're a morning news anchor, you should talk about the news and maybe throw to next weather every once in a while. Like in real life, you go to dinner with people and you talk about all sorts of stuff. And I think that's what CCO has always been about. So I'm pumped about that.
And we're pumped because I obviously when you're guest hosting and when you're on with us, you get it. And not everybody gets it when they get here. When they think they've worked in another medium and think they can come into radio and it's the same. It isn't. But clearly you have that talent skill. What are you going to do with your suits?
Well, my wife had a good idea for my ties. So I have about 200 ties. And one of the ideas was, we'll have some sort of radio game show, right? You need a radio game show.
Got to have a game show.
And that the prize, if depending on if we get a good sponsor, maybe the prize will be like a gift certificate to the Loon Cafe, right? Beautiful downtown Minneapolis, the Loon Cafe, known for its chili. But maybe the prize will be one of my old ties from TV. I'll just send you.
Jim Nance? Just Jim Nance.
I'm gonna Jim Nance it. I'm gonna sign it and send it off. I'll send you this tie. Do you want this one, Adam? I'll send it off.
That's on my color wheel. That's on my color wheel. I'll take that.
Adam, congrats on your own show from 9 to noon.
Sign it.
Sign this.
So it's visible above my suit too, so everybody knows. Somebody texted or you tweeted, you responded to a tweet that we're from the Chad Hartman coaching tree now, both you and I.
How about that?
I mean, you're the Bill Belichick to his Bill Parcells. That makes me Mike Zimmer, I guess. But
I mean, we can only say this because Chad isn't here. But if it wasn't for Chad inviting me on every week for more than 10 years, I don't know if I'd be in a position to make this move.
Yep.
I mean, it was the best training ever for a journalist to figure out how far can I push the envelope without kind of losing my credibility. And I know some of your texters are now saying, what credibility did that guy ever have to lose? And that's fair.
They may be right.
Whatever I had is now gone. But Chad, that opportunity, I really do credit it for putting me in this position today.
Any big ideas?
Don't tell him, though.
I won't. Any big ideas so far about like any kind of segment or book? We call them the business book program.
Yes. Well, I have to learn all this stuff.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to
benchmark. I'm sorry, I didn't even get a
benchmark. We are definitely going to bring DeRusha Eats in some format to the radio, some food coverage. And I'd also like to do on the morning news. I was doing a newspaper segment where I was highlighting some of the great stories in the newspaper. And we have to figure out how to make it work since we're on from 3 to 6. But I still think from 3 to 6, most people haven't maybe read the paper that day. Maybe we could do tomorrow's headlines today, something like that. So some way to kind of be connected to some of the great print journalism that's happening. I'd like to do that.
Start a drive to bring back the PM edition of a newspaper.
Oh,
remember that?
Right?
It's the PM editions.
Let's bring back the Minneapolis Star. We're going to split them off into two.
And the Pioneer Press and Dispatch.
I love it.
Hey, man, thanks for taking time. Congratulations. Enjoy the chili. And I can't wait to have you in the building every day, especially if you bring some of that food.
Exactly. Congratulations to you and Jordana, too. I'm super excited for the whole lineup.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Adam.
That's Jason DeRusha, the new afternoon drive host here on News Talk 830 WCCO starting later this month, later in June. Ask Adam Anything is on the way. We got a special person to answer our questions today, but not before we make kind of a sad announcement and honor a person who joined us many, many times. That's coming up after traffic and weather. It's 12:30. News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, you got Grunhoffers here.
Okay.
In